Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Infrit and welcome to the first episode of Hogwarts Legacy. I do plan on playing this completely through. So I did play this game before. It is not my first playthrough of it, unfortunately. But essentially, back when it was like first out, I did get the specialty thing where you could play it like early. So, you know, I had gotten it, the like 3 days early. I beat it in 2 days and then like was really heartbroken because a lot of stuff came out in that time, where I didn't play it. So I figured I'm going to pick it back up. I deleted my old character so that I have a completely like fresh experience with it. And I'm hoping that yeah, I still have like a very good time with it and all that. So I'm really happy to have you join me. I'm just changing some settings around really quick, and then we will get this whole thing started. Stuff I should have done ahead of time and just did not. So there we go. Alright, now to the game. So we're gonna create an all new character. We're gonna create, everything right from the start. I don't even remember how to play this game, let alone anything that actually like happens like in it. Let's see. We are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year student. Term begins on the 1st of September. Preliminary supplies have been collected for you and will accompany you on your journey to the castle. As you may be aware, the decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery prohibits the use of magic by those under the age of 17 outside school. However, due to your unique circumstances, the Ministry has graciously agreed to allow Professor Elizar Fig to help you hone your spellcasting before escorting you from London to the castle for the start of term feast and the sorting ceremony. Yours sincerely, Professor Weasley, Deputy Headmistress. So, like, maybe the little kid in me always dreamed of, like, one day, like, getting a letter like this, or Hogwarts, like, Hagrid kicking down my door and being like, hey, like, yeah, you're not meant for this mundane life. Let me take you somewhere magical. So, I guess I'm gonna get that fixed somehow, damn it. Let's see, okay. So I want to say, oh yeah, I want to go ahead and like make this as realistic as possible. However, I am terrible at anything akin to character creation. So, let's see, face shape. Glasses. Skin color seems fine. Like, I chose this for the hair. Let's go ahead and see. That's more like it. Hair color, here we go. Yeah, there we go. I've got like a darker brown to mine. I don't think they have like the little swoosh that I have though, unfortunately. It doesn't look like they do. Scars and markings. Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah, I'm pretty clean when it comes to like freckles and everything like that. Well, good. Thank you for joining. I do plan on playing this to completion, so yeah, I have just started. I did play before, but yeah, I'm looking to go kind of nuts with this. Oh, dude, thank you for the follow. If you want, if you're interested anyway, I also have like a Discord and a Twitter and all that good stuff, like all set up. So, yeah, if you're interested in any of that, feel free to let me know. I can always throw you the links if you would like that. Let's see. Okay, I do not have... So I'm trying to make like a decently like realistic character, and I'm terrible at character creation, so bear with me a little bit. There we go. Pretty sure that's Hazel. I wish you could just have like a drop-down box and be able to select it. That would be kind of nice. Good with that.
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
Yeah, I do have a lighter, demanding gameplay. Or a normal one. Still deciding on the difficulty. Because, like, I remember it not being, like, the most terrible thing in the world. But also, I would hate to get to a certain point. Very nice, thank you. You know, we're gonna do hard. Because, like, I just got done going through Jedi Fallen Order, and I was like, oh, like, we're gonna go, like, normal, because I imagine, like, I remember this being a Souls game. And then, like, halfway through, I was like, nope, we gotta up the difficulty. This is too easy. And then in the end, I ended up going to the hardest one anyway. So, we're just gonna go with this and see how that goes. Let's see. Seems like a very magical name. Alright, let's get this started then, shall we? But it might not be my first playthrough.
It appears we are almost ready to
But
depart. It's a
Belinda.
pity we didn't have a bit more
Nice to meet you,
time
Belinda.
spend on spellcasting.
But yeah, it's not my first playthrough, but I don't remember anything. So,
Well,
it's practically
I'm
a
quite sure
first
I've never seen
playthrough.
anyone take so quickly to a second-hand wand. You'll be a force to be reckoned with when you get your own.
Thank you, Professor Fig. I appreciate you working with me before the term begins.
Oh, Eleazar!
George, glad my rather cryptic description of our location did not thwart your finding us.
I've apparated to more vaguely defined destinations than this.
But
Though
yeah,
I confess I may have miscalculated slightly
let
on my
the
first
cutscene
try.
go.
Gave quite the fright to some theatre goers in the West End.
It's been much too long. When I received your owl, I must say I...
Best not speak here, Eleazar.
Of course. Why don't we speak en route to Hogwarts? We have a start-of-term feast and a sorting ceremony to get to.
Wonderful idea! As long as your young charge here doesn't mind me tagging along.
Not at all, sir.
After you.
Ages since I've been to the castle. Would be good to see the old pile of rocks.
See, I feel like I made a mistake with the character creation. I look way too sophisticated in-game. Such a savage IRL. Okay, good. It's like I tried. And there's some that, like, the options are like you can create anything, and I'm just not good at those. So half the time I'm just like, you know what, just give me the default character and let me play the game.
Glad I caught you before you left for Scotland. Just barely.
And who is your traveling companion?
A new student.
New?
Yes, sir. I'm starting school as a 5th year.
How extraordinary.
It is indeed. None of the faculty has ever heard of anyone being admitted to Hogwarts so late.
Nor have I.
Of course, as the other fifth years will have been honing their magical skills for 4 years now, the headmaster asked if I could get our new student up to speed a bit before the term begins.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better mentor. Professor Fig is not only an exceptional teacher, he's also a remarkably intuitive and gifted wizard.
Mr. Osric is prone to flattery. I dare say it's one of the reasons he's risen so far at the Ministry.
Have you seen this?
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat Ranrock really is.
Although I've yet to convince my colleagues at the Ministry, I believe he is
hell
a
yeah.
significant threat. And it was your wife, Eleazar, who alerted me to his activities months ago.
Miriam? How?
She wrote to me about Ranrock before she died, wondering what the Ministry knew about his activities.
See, they're going through all this lore, and I'm just like, ooh, look, a
Before I could
dragon.
respond, I received this. It was the last thing she sent me, Eleazar. It came to me via her owl, but with no correspondence. I can only assume
That she had to get rid of it quickly. To keep it safe.
presumably from Ranrock. I cannot open it. Whatever magic protects this is powerful indeed.
See, and this is where
It looks like goblin
I would
metal.
suffer in any adventure.
That symbol. What's
Because I
that
wouldn't be sitting here, it's like, ooh, what's this glow? I would be sitting there with my face pressed against the window, just like,
Nor do I.
clouds!
Merlin's beard. How did you...
Wait! We do need to know.
Bye!
Hang on!
That is neat. That is actually really cool. Just because, like, I am a big fan of the lore and everything like that, so, like, you know, having to see somebody die and then you, like, they become visible for you, that was, like, really neat.
Give me your hand! Are you all right? You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion. That stuff will right you in a second.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe he... What the hell got into that damn thing? Attacking a carriage mid-air? A typical dragon would never...
Professor? Sir, where are we?
I'm not sure. But that key you discovered was clearly a port key.
Port key.
An item enchanted to bring whoever touches it to a specific place.
I'm feeling better, sir, if you'd like to look around a bit.
I would. But stay close. We've no idea who created this port key. Or why.
Alright, I do remember there being, like, a ton of collectibles in this game. Like, my first playthrough, I ended up going back, trying to unlock, like, everything. It's a bit intimidating how big the world actually is.
How far did that port key take us?
Farther from London than the carriage traveled. We're somewhere in the Scottish Highlands.
Sir, those ruins. Do you
The
think...
port key was meant to lead us there? I do. This has not been the day either of us expected. But Miriam sent that port key to George for a reason. And I believe that she, and now George, died in pursuit of whatever it was meant to lead to. If you're sure you're all right, and wouldn't mind indulging me, I'd like to have a look around.
Absolutely, sir.
Good. Let's see if we can find a path, however faded it may be.
Let's see if we can find a path. Well, jumping off the cliff is kind of a
Mind your step.
null and void thing. Looks like we kind of have only one path
Where do you
available to
suppose
us.
Your wife got the port key that brought us here.
A good question. Miriam spent years searching for evidence of a long-forgotten form of ancient magic.
Ancient magic?
Yes, a powerful magic wielded by a rare few that seems to have been lost to time.
See, I wonder if they make reference to that at all.
Hogwarts Castle was built by, and is itself a stronghold of that ancient magic. I don't know where she came into possession of the port key, but I am certain it was to do with that search. Ah, there's the path down below. This way.
Yeah, I remember, I'm pretty sure they said that this universe is completely separate
But
from
Why
anything
was your
like the
wife
movies
searching for
or the
evidence
books.
of lost magic?
Miriam wanted to understand why such powerful magic disappeared from the wizarding world. Spoke of the good it could do. But magic is no different than any power. What really matters is the one who wields it.
Is that ice?
It's not cold enough here. It appears to be a sort of enchantment. Someone wanted to block this path. Let's see some of that wand work you were practicing. Focus on the center.
Basic cast. Okay.
Excellent!
Alright. It's gonna be like riding a bike. It's gonna be rough for a second, but then it's just gonna...
That was a bit rougher than I expected. Your wand work's improving
gonna
with
pick
every
up.
cast.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, up there.
pretty spry. Okay, he goes that way, so now... Yes, see, the natural gamer sense of things. Waypoint leads right, you go literally every other direction before
We're
you go to
close
the
now.
waypoint.
It's just ahead. Steady yourself. Reparo!
Hell, he even started rebuilding the frickin' railing.
Almost there.
Dude, imagine if you could do that to, like, your car. Like, there's something wrong with your car and it's just reparo, and, like, you don't even have to know anything about mechanics. It's just fixed. We're investing all this stuff into frickin' science and machinery and everything. I think we should be looking into
Why would
magic.
someone have built this here?
I suspect they valued their privacy. That port key led us here for a reason. Let's have a look around for anything that seems out of place.
Let's see, minimap shows surroundings with you in the middle. Current objective.
Professor, it's a mural of some kind.
Perhaps our host was a noted seer. Interesting.
I just got done with God of War, so like murals and all that in there were very interesting. So it's just like, oh, hey, like, cool. I just didn't realize it was in multiple things. Yeah, I don't remember anything about this game.
This may have been his home.
I'm just worried about leaving behind like a chest or something. I don't think you get anything from breaking the jars. Otherwise, I'd probably be sitting here breaking every single one of them.
That enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking?
Okay, that is definitely a door back there, but it still doesn't look like it leads anywhere.
What's this? Professor Fig!
Is this something I can actually walk through? Or, I'm just waiting on him. Got it.
How odd. Why would someone have conjured that enchanted stone here?
And how is there a room behind it?
What room? I don't see anything.
There's that glow again, like the glow on the portkey container.
What in Merlin's name? Godric's heart.
Where are we?
I don't believe it.
I need to research what game, like, first revolutionized that trope of, like, you get to a wall, and then, like, it's not until you turn around that, like, everything changes. Because I know there was a game that, like, really, like, kind of made it famous. I just can't remember what it was. I thought there was a little path to the left.
It can't be. Just a moment. Ooh.
But yeah, if it ever sounds like I'm just speaking to myself, because usually, like, I also upload these to YouTube, so
Welcome to
I am a little out of my mind, but in this case, it's measured.
Vault number 12, I presume. Precisely. The key? Hmm?
Your wife's portkey.
Oh, yes, of course. This way, then. Stay close.
Maybe. Is that the classic Willy Wonka, or is that the new one?
After you.
Because it's been a long time since I've seen the classic. Okay, I'll have to rewatch that then for sure.
Keep your hands inside the cart if you don't wish to lose them.
Oh yeah, that's right. God, I'm so out of touch with pop culture. That's even Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is kind of a classic now, actually.
Hundreds. In fact, you'll see quite a few on our way to vault number 12. As we speak, we're just beneath the main lobby. The vaults you see now are the newest.
Yeah, I thought it was like what was it, like PT? It was one of the horror games that, like,
They are most
you saw it that one time, and then all of a sudden, like, tons of games started incorporating it.
for such a service.
But as far as the trope being, it's like, yeah, it probably originated, like, with what you said. Like, I can see that, as far as Willy Wonka.
That waterfall washes away all enchantments. It's a security measure.
Experienced the thief's downfall before, have you?
Heard of it?
These are the lower vaults that we're passing now.
How deep are we going?
Vault number 12 was commissioned shortly after Gringotts was founded over 4 centuries ago. It resides in the deepest part of the bank. Settle in. We've quite a distance to go.
See, that's a little awkward for me. You would figure that, like, having built it, like, the, like, vault 1 through, like, 20 would be, like, the very first ones.
Vault number.
We have the cave where most
Vault
of the occupants
12.
went in the wrong direction.
Momentous day.
On your way.
I have never heard of that. I'll have to take a look into that, too. Because, like, I don't know, that sounds like a psychological horror, and I love those kind of movies. Like, one of my favorite ones is actually, like, Shutter Island and everything. So, like, that sounds like something I can actually get into.
Professor, the armband that guard was wearing was glowing.
Like the glow you saw on the porky container?
No, darker. I saw that same glow on the dragon's collar.
Yeah, what was that?
We were just wondering about that goblin back there.
He watches over the oldest section of the bank. Rare anyone goes there anymore.
Sounds like a pretty cush job. Guard this thing where, like, nobody goes anymore. That's the kind of job I would like.
Here we are.
I'll have to add that to my
When
notes.
was the last time this vault was accessed?
A goblin has been stationed at my desk for hundreds of years. In that time, no one has visited Vault 12 until today.
It's kind of wild. Just somebody waiting for generations, just in case.
What do you suppose we should be looking for?
I'm not sure. Sir, I wonder if you
The
might...
instructions for Vault 12 indicate that I am to grant access to the holder of the key and then close the door.
Wait.
Best of luck.
Professor?
That was certainly unexpected. Let me think. There must be something here. Revelio, perhaps?
Revelio?
Yes, a revealing charm. No time like the present. Let's see what we're missing, shall we? Ready your wand and focus.
Okay, steady your wand. Corresponding input when prompted to accelerate your wand's motion along the path. Alright. Nice. I remember there was an older Harry Potter game that
Revelio.
was kind of similar.
There! I saw something.
Move a bit closer and try again.
To no vault, no way out, the Odyssey. He has to sail between Cilia, a man-eating monster, or close to. Oh, dude, I love the Odyssey. Like, I don't know, like, sort of, I guess, like, the timeline 100% correctly. It is a very large story,
I
but,
do, Professor. That symbol has the
I'm pretty
same
sure
glow
that's
as
the
one I
one
saw
where,
in the portkey container.
between Cilia.
you can see
I thought there was, like, an
reveals the
island full of,
before,
sirens, and he
I
tells
guess
his
we
crew,
are about to
hey, like, you know,
discover the secret
strap
of
me
this
to the mast
Lead
and,
the
like,
way.
let me hear their song. And then I'm pretty sure he gets trapped on an island for, like, years, doesn't he? Like, one of the, there's a chick who's trapped on there, and she's essentially, like, I don't know, like, just happy to have somebody to spend time with. So, like, she just kind of keeps him there for that long, and he finally, like, breaks the hold, and that's how he ends up coming back, and then there's the trials and everything once he's back. But yeah,
This is
Greek
no
mythology,
ordinary vault.
absolutely love
I
Greek
suspect
mythology.
we will need
I
to
think my
earn our
favorite
way out of
story
here.
is,
What do you mean, earn our way out?
I would say Calypso's
think this
Island,
is some
but,
sort
like,
of
as
quest?
told from, like, the Percy
do.
Jackson, like,
But to what end, I can't
you know,
say.
just as, like, my personal sort of,
Stay
like,
close.
flavor of it.
There will be no disapparating if things go poorly. Not out of Gringotts.
Yeah, I've read some of the books and everything like that. and I think I've seen like a little bit. Like I know that there's like you pretty much get like an entire like atrium through the room of requirement, I think, where like you can just keep like mystical creatures and everything like that. But like on top of everything, which I find awesome about this game, by the way, is that like the different ones give you different resources. So like, and those resources are used for crafting variums. You get 4 in total. That sounds awesome.
What happened?
When I moved towards the glow, it suddenly seemed as if the ground was swirling about.
Are you all right?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
You seem to have caused the floor to change.
That statue?
Hell yeah.
What statue?
I see some sort of statue, but only as a reflection in the floor.
I got into Rick and Morty and everything, and like, you know, sort of like it reminds me of, say, like the battery episode.
There must be something to that reflection. I presume this is what you saw reflected in the floor.
It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match. Wait, when you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light.
Perhaps you should cast Lumos.
Yeah, like I've noticed, like through here and a lot of other things, like, you know, there's a lot of like spatial stuff. I'm a big D&D fan, so like, you know, bottomless bags and everything like that. Like when I'm playing a game, it's just like, yep, this makes perfect sense. It's weird how like certain tropes like that have become just like commonplace. You know, it's just like, oh wow, this room is so much bigger on the inside now. Like I feel like you could walk into something like that, you know, in reality and be like, yep, I know exactly what's going on here. Interdimensionary space, we're good. Yeah, me too. I absolutely love that Rick and Morty has
Well done.
kind of like taken that like geek aspect of things.
It does follow the light.
Yeah, that is true. Like old classics. I think during my last playthrough of stuff, I was talking about like Disney, like classic Disney, and just like really missing that stuff. It's probably why like it's really hard to get into new stuff. Okay, review objectives. Protego on incoming attack. Okay, so it wants me to. I see. It's trying to give me a tutorial. I'm just like, nope, kill everything. Oh, well, thank you, sir. There we go. Tap with basic casts. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, gotta watch double clicking too.
Stay close.
What, back to the very first story. Take that Wolverine very much a Gilgamesh.
Professor!
Wild man
Professor
and a king with
Fig!
great power.
Professor, where are you? This isn't good.
Yeah, I see that too. I also like how, like, say, classic classic stories have changed, like say like Hansel and Gretel or like Red Riding Hood, for instance.
What's happening? The wisps of
It fascinates me how like a lot of stories and whatnot are Like, you can really tell, for instance, like, what the people of the times were actually afraid of based on
That's
their
where they're
storytelling.
leading me. That glow again.
And what they found important and everything. And in some cases, too, like what they were trying to do at the time.
I suppose I'm on my own this time.
Ew, hello. That was neat. Well, I mean, sort of leaves things up for interpretation, though.
I need to align these statues with their reflections. Lumos.
I mean, you could probably find like director commentary stuff that would tell you like exactly where they found like the inspiration for all this, for everything.
Perhaps I need to get them all to stand at once.
Ah, I see. There we go.
It seems I have no choice. I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. Lumos.
Oh, wow. There we go. Catching my stride. Hold Q during Protego to stun enemies with Stupefy counterattack. Stun enemies take extra damage. Cool. Okay.
Stupefy. Stupefy.
There we go. Okay, so it's just pretty much understanding your surroundings. Got it. Found.
Lumos.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like a lot of epics and stories kind of follow that. I think usually they go ahead and compare it though to like say Hercules and like, you know, the Great Trials and everything. They're not called trials. What are they? The labors, I'm pretty sure. You know, hero starts out, you know, meets people, they give him what he needs on his quest, and he grows as a person during the quest. Since the stories became popular, it's one of those, like, yeah, like, you know, I figure, like, yeah, it's worked over years to make very good storytelling, so therefore, it is continuously used, you know. If it ain't broken, don't fix it kind of mentality.
Revelio.
We're gonna use Revelio because of crap like that, where it's just like, I don't even look in the corner. Good thing they put that in there, because it's just kind of like, definitely plays with my ooh shiny brain. Oh yeah, it's why I think the story, like, many stories are really strong. Well, it just depends on, like, what you do it right. You gotta think there still has to be challenge. There still has to be sort of like a hidden aspect, a twist in the story, you know? It's like M. Night Shyamalan things being very famous for their twists, you know?
There you are. How did you... What is this place?
I don't know. But I found this floating above that basin.
That is no mere basin. That is a pensive for viewing memories.
I would say, if you're looking at cinematics alone, like God of War is one of them. But like when you look at like how hard the combat actually is, yeah. But like the actual like sort of like story of Kratos and everything like that, it's like he's already a god and he's just destroying other gods and he gets just more powerful. But yeah, typically, you know, again, it's a great story because it's, you know, you're already powerful and just need more power. The thing you're fighting in comparison is, like, insane. But it goes with the trope, you know, like, if everything's overpowered, then nothing's overpowered. So, it just kind of raised the bar of where, like, mediocre is. So there's a few that do that, which was a new concept, which is why I think that story is really well done.
I wonder if the path we've created may be impossible to follow. It will
Dynasty
only be
Warriors.
for one who cannot see traces of ancient magic as I
Or
can.
wouldn't really work.
Your ability to see
Fun to
others
experience
cannot
because
will
it's power
not
fantasy,
be
but
enough, Percival. We are entrusting the one
Yeah.
who embarks on this path
Well, I
with
mean, 1, 2,
powerful
and 3,
secrets
it was still kind of a good
knowledge
story.
others
To
will
keep it going, they had to give him a child.
Yes, and if we are correct, Charles.
But it did add to the story, too, you know? Like, keeping it ongoing. Like, it's one of the few ones that I found that, like,
and the
adding to stuff was really a good idea. There's some that, like, it's like, no, like, leave it alone, it was fine, you know, but what they've done with God of War, taking him through, like, different mythos and everything like that, has been actually really cool. And they pulled that off very well. And that's very hard to do when you start changing lanes like that drastically.
That surrounded them.
Yes, sir.
Astonishing.
Can I see magic?
Traces of an ancient magic, to be precise. The magic that Miriam had always believed existed, but could never.
It depends on how much you like mythology and everything, and kind of your outlook on like mythology and religion in general. Like, say for instance, if you're like agnostic and you believe a little bit of everything, you know, who's to say that, like, you know, what you take from it is, like, you know, say Greek mythology, Norse mythology, pretty much all the religions are to an effect just telling the same story but in a different way, or trying to say the same exact thing. When you break it down to that point, you start looking at the similarities and how much, like, death and damage, like, all the stuff that religion has caused and everything like that. It's just like, wow, like, very minor differences has caused a lot of problems.
And why are you here?
No need for that. Just give me whatever it is you found here and we can let bygones be bygones.
Sir, they have the key to the vault.
Choose your next words wisely.
I only meant that
Well,
the instructions to
given
vault
that quote, I would
quite
kind of give you the,
Sir,
oh, what was
I
it?
must insist. I was to grant access.
I think it was
only
The
to one with
Incredibles,
key, and you didn't have
but the quote is, like, if everybody's, you know, villains trying to make everybody a superhero, because if everybody's a superhero, then nobody's a superhero, you know.
Now, where were we?
I'm not giving you any.
I think it's like any tool. It's just like gun rights right now. Like, if you give them to the right people, it's fine. It's when, you know, the wrong people get a hold of anything is typically when, like, bad things happen. But yeah, like, you know, if you gave magic to everybody, guess what? You just gave good people an amazing tool, but you just gave freaking evil people the same tools. But it's no different from, say, like, a new operating system or, like, you know, more access on the internet. Same thing told a million different ways. Well, who says that that's not, like, exactly what it is? I used to be homeless, and that gave me such a great mental strength that, like, there are people who have been, you know, I've met who have had a silver spoon in their mouth, have no idea what to do in the real world. It's all about your outlook on things, you know. a lot of people nowadays, and it's what modern day society tells you, is like you need to be the victim, you know, and I beg to differ, you know. Like we should want to like grow as people and not want there to be anything wrong, and instead overcome our obstacles. But unfortunately, being the victim comes with power, so you know, it's all about perspective and outlook, if you ask me.
Where are we?
It can't be. It seems those who set up the pensive, the locket, and the path to both wanted someone with your ability to end up here.
There's a couple animes that play with that too. I remember one where it was like, you know, it had to do with like two people battling and everything like that, like teams of two battling, and like one of the teams they pretty much took the nerve endings off of two of the combatants, and the whole mentality was, oh yeah, they can't feel physical pain. But like how they were beaten was like they turned the area cold, so since they couldn't feel the cold, their body didn't do what it's supposed to do to heat itself up. Tapestry touched on. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan. I did have somebody who watched a lot of it, and they showed me like the quote-unquote like non-filler episodes. But yeah, as far as remembering a lot of them, I'm more of a Star Wars guy, unfortunately. I do need to look more into Star Trek though. Like I'm such a freaking like, I'm not one of those ones that's just like, you know, oh, one's better than the other. It's just I've touched on one way more than the other. So you might have to explain that one a little bit to me. Let's see. As far as taking pain away, it's like, yeah, I 100% believe that, like, I think that everything kind of happens for, like, some reason. Like, there are certain cases where, like, we are given a choice, but even with that choice, whatever the two outcomes are, they are dependent on your choice, too. But, like, it is all planned out. If you take one path, that path is already planned out, but if you take another one, that one is also planned out. It's where I kind of mix, like, fate with free will. God let you go back in time and correct your stupid mistakes when you were young. When the character did that, raveled who they were as a person and turned them into... Yeah, I can see that. 100%. You know, it's typically like what happens in our past is what drives us into our future for whatever we're supposed to do. So I would 100% agree that, like, yeah, if you have a great person and you took away, like, stuff from their past, I mean, it could have been a very small moment, like, minuscule in comparison to a lot of stuff. You know, hell, like, one of my favorite stories, like, you know, as far as, like, you know, sort of my struggle and everything like that to tell people, and it's, like, the most motivational thing to me is a light switch. There was a time where all I wanted in the world was a light switch. You know, later on I moved to, like, a door, and then a doorknob, and then a, you know, before I knew it, I had, like, so many light switches and doorknobs.
I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the Ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony?
I also believe there's some people that can go through these games and just be like, yay, magic, and not even think about any of these tropes. And again, I think that's all, like, perspective, you know. I once met a guy who could tell you, like, anything from any year about any, like, football stat ever, but he could not do basic addition.
Black. Prepare yourself to meet the headmaster.
Fig, nice of you to join us. The sorting ceremonies.
Well, yeah, it's,
There were...
the whole hindsight's 2020, right?
It seems the goblin problem has...
But I also believe, like, you can't really look at the past that way. We all have done the very best that we could, like, with the knowledge that we had at the time. Of course, we would go back knowing what we do now and change a few things. But, like, at the time, can anybody say, like, you know, they didn't do what they felt was best at the time? You know, I don't know, if somebody went at a situation and it was just like, nope, I know this was a fucked up thing to do, 100% there was a better option that, like, I could have done, I just didn't do it. I feel like there are very few people out there that are like that.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
On themselves nowadays because they can't bear. I don't think it's that they can't bear it. I think, honest to God, it is a long time of other people telling them that they don't have to.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you? You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
See, I can't wait to, like, learn the spells. Like, that's my more important thing here. Like, I love Hogwarts, I love everything about, like, the exploration and everything, but, like...
I'm looking forward to meeting my professors and learning all I can at Hogwarts.
Indeed. Hogwarts.
If I know how to do more, I can get to more places.
Student. And what you learn in class will prepare you for challenges outside the classroom as well.
Yarp.
I wonder...
Well, I'd also say, like, that's pushing, like, sort of what we have at our disposal right now.
Sense of... what is it?
Yeah, I kinda, like, imagine that, like, I don't know, I've always been a good person at heart, so I feel like I'm probably not gonna get into, taking out fools. There was, like, I did have sort of that, like, I kinda wanted to do a playthrough at one point where it was like, okay, like, let's see what these can do, really, but, it was also something that, like, in the actual world itself, like, I feel at this time, like, if I remember right from what I heard about the game, is, like, you know, the, unforgivable, like, curses and everything, they're not even considered unforgivable, like, at this point in time. The whole thing about being a wizard, the more you know, the more you can do. Yeah, pretty much. That's, my mentality about doing the classes and everything like that. That sense of... Ooh, that's rough. What the like, see, I like asking these, when you actually hold that mirror up to yourself, it's like, because you see all of these traits in you, like, you always do, you're gonna see yourself in the best light, but, like, when asked, it's like, okay, like, which one makes you who you are more than anything? This is a tough one. I don't think it's daring. Like, I'm willing to do a lot for my ambition, and I'm an incredibly loyal person. However, what dictates, like, my day-to-day, what dictates what my ambitions are, my loyalty and my daring, usually is my curiosity, so we're going with that. Because that seems to be the root.
I believe I have a ready mind.
Don't get me wrong, I learned the cursed bonds. Yeah, I can be far more terrifying.
You have the ability to reflect clearly on that which puzzles others. And you've a ready mind.
Oh yeah, it's
quick to learn.
Like, okay, what's unforgivable? The curse itself or, like, the act? That's where, like, this world always messed with me a bit. It's just, like, a lot of the stuff, like, you see happen, like, can easily kill somebody. But, like, you know, they never, you know, I mean, they do point out, it's like, oh yeah, like, say, Sirius Black, you know, he's a murderer type of deal. Known for a ton of creativity and wit. You know, we'll accept that. I think the first time I tried playing through this, I think I was Hufflepuff. I haven't been Ravenclaw yet. So, like, I got a pretty good handle on, like, Slytherin. I got, like, more than a good handle on Gryffindor. So let's do Ravenclaw. Then I'll hit all 4 of them. What's the difference between hitting someone with Findo or exploding them to death instantly? That's my point exactly. So, like, murder is okay as long as you do it in any other way but this one.
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been
I would say that the reason the unforgivable curses are what they are I would say it's probably the source of them, is like whoever like discovered them and created them. In which case, well, no, you can't say that because these are already available to you. They do come from the black books and everything like that, I'm pretty sure, in here, or like some kind of dungeon. And there is the whole forbidden section of the library.
I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like if you ever play any of the Batman games. Technically, it doesn't kill anybody, but the Batmobile armed with its rubber bullets, I'm sorry, but if you shoot somebody over like 500 times in the head with rubber bullets, he's probably not going to still be among the living. However, if you look at the heartbeat monitor, apparently he's still alive, but...
Nice to meet you as well, Professor.
As Deputy Headmistress, it is my distinct honor to show you to your common room. Right this way.
I think that's what also like plays around with stuff is like, is doing bad to a bad person a bad thing?
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a 5th year.
See, pretty much like me and you had the same idea, Centron, was yeah, if you use a bad thing on a bad person to do a good thing, do the ends justify the means? Or do the means justify the ends?
Longer.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. I wonder how many like tropes like that, like,
a ghost or a poltergeist?
essentially, were just made to like pretty much defend one's own like self-image.
Have been.
Well done. Now.
Yeah, that's where I feel like it's not about the tool, really. It's about like, okay, why are you doing it? If you have more tools available, a good person can do more.
Thank you, Professor.
Like, if they have the tools available. But, again, those same tools in the wrong hands are bad. It's... Think about the internet, you know. Same exact thing. We can use the internet to be friendly and meet other people and network and create and collab and create all this amazing stuff as if we're in the same room. Other people... Let's just say not so much.
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the first time of me seeing the Ravenclaw, like, anything having to do with the dorms of Ravenclaw. So this is actually pretty neat for me. Like, definitely different from, like, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor. Oh yeah, who decides what's evil and what's good? Who has that right? Okay, it's telling us to go up. As per typical fashion, I am going everywhere but where it tells me.
Revelio.
For good reason, too. Wait. So it's on the other side. Oh, I see, because it's in the girls' dorm. I'm just kind of getting a lay of the land. Like, there's definitely a gate with some goodies down there. And I figure, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go, like, do their little stuff, but... Go locked chest, yep, level 3 to unlock. This is what I remember as well, is that like everything you find is pretty much like locked. But we hit the ground floor, so there's nowhere else we can go anyway. Kinda, sorta. Like, I realized at the very beginning that there's not a point in smashing the jars, so I stopped.
This should be interesting.
Revelio.
I'm not sure this is the right spot.
Okay, so pretty much introduce yourself to everybody.
I want him to be in the perfect place. A place he'll be happy with. But I can't seem to find it. Great golden gobstones! I want him to thrive here.
Golden gobstones.
My own little expression. I bought this Dittany seedling from home and I so want him to feel cozy. Dittany is amazing, isn't it? So much healing power in such a little plant. I've a bit of a thing for plants, as you can see. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion?
It is. Looks like someone's been studying up on their potion making.
Or just, you know,
Actually,
my ability to
Professor
not
Fig
die.
told me about the Wiggenweld potion.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma, Fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home. I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
I get it. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of figure, like, I always run into that. It's like, okay, do I want to explore what I can now and then, like, backtrack once I get everything? But, like, half the time I forget that, like, I've left something behind. If it's not, like, say, marked on a map. But other times it's just, like, you know, just, like, explore what I can, like, at the certain point. Just because at the same time, it's like, I don't think this is going to be 100% playthrough in any way, shape, or form.
And I don't think
Like, I just kind of want to have that, like, starry-eyed experience.
Get your ingredients as long
The
as
true
the
role
brews are all
play.
perfect.
It was nice to meet you,
Oh,
Samantha.
dude.
Good luck with
Puzzles
your
drive
Dittany.
me nuts.
Thank you. And good
I
luck
love
to you
them.
too on your first
That's
day.
why they drive me nuts. It's because I see a puzzle. If I don't get it, I will sit there for hours and brute force the damn thing if I have to.
That's just brilliant, Amit. Brilliant. You'd think you could... Ah! That is not how that... Why, hello. Would you like to take a look? Can't see too much in the day. Well, except for stars like Sirius, Canopus, Vega, and Arcturus. I'm Amit. Pleasure to have you in Ravenclaw. Never met someone who's been so close to a dragon.
So are the
before.
people you run into, like Amit here and,
It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like
you know,
astronomy.
our herbology girl over there, are
So
they,
much to be
like,
learned from the stars.
different characters when you go into, like, Hufflepuff? Because I'm pretty, or, like, one of the other houses? Because I'm pretty sure.
It's invigorating. You will adore astronomy.
Oh yeah, all the houses have their own, like, common areas. I'm pretty sure the characters would follow you around, too. Or is there, like, a total of, like, 12 characters as far as, like, and you know, when you first, like, come in, these are going to be your friends?
I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all 5th years.
Didn't they make, like, an MMO for Harry Potter and Hogwarts and all that?
Telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of class, better get to my first one of the year. Nothing like the smell of fresh parchment, is there? Be seeing you.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, you know, as far as, like, sort of a idea for, like, a game. Okay. But, I was thinking as far as, like, an idea for a game is, like, what if they had taken something like the concept of, like, Harry Potter and, like, you know, it was like a legitimate school and, like, you had to be up at certain times to take certain classes and everything.
This should be interesting.
But, like, the reality of the situation was, it was, like, attending school. Like, there, you could duel, you could do, like, you know, certain things. There were, like, the events, like, every other, like, MMO. But, like, it was just more or less, it was still the,
Just have to wait for the right moment.
like, it was just, like, real time, though. So, like, if you needed to, like, if you wanted to go to, like, an astrology class, you would go up there. And then, like, at, like, 4 o'clock, like, the class would actually start. And you might be the only one in that class because nobody's interested in astrology.
Oh well.
Right.
What did you
Yeah,
think,
100%. I
I
figure.
suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood. Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class. I'm Everett, by the way. You seem
They
downright
usually do.
calm next to some of these characters, and you survived a rather harrowing trip here.
I'm glad to be here. Ready for classes to start.
Good. Glad to hear it. Truly, there's no reason to be nervous. Most professors are firm but fair. I mean, not all of the tricks I play are as simple as a tossed dung bomb, and I'm still here.
Wait,
Tell you
did
how
you
many
say
days.
most professors are fun but fair?
Ha! I did.
Yeah, like
But
the
probably
single
best
player
to let
open
you
world
judge for
games,
yourself.
you know, being
I
able to
do
like
tend
time
to
skip,
push their limits. I should
it's really
wonder off
good.
before someone traces that dung bomb back to me. Nice
That's what they
meeting you.
usually
You
do
too,
anyway, is
Everett.
just let you time skip. But when I talk about like real-time stuff, I'm looking at, say, like like Dead Rising, for instance. You know, like you can go out, you know, it does give you like a bunch of like quests to do and everything like that. But like it's still like your main quests, like, you know, those are on a timeline. You know, and if you don't get to where you need to be within that timeline, you fail like the entire like game. Yeah, gotta use the map, sleep sometimes too. Yeah, I figure. Level 1 to unlock. Outside the common room. Yeah, I'm just kind of letting my ADD take control at this point, where it's just like I want to see everything. Cause like I said, this is my first. Oh yeah, I am going to get lost. Like I'm pretty sure, like 90% of this game is going to be me getting completely backtracked and lost, or like going off on like massive like tangents where like there's no reason for me to actually explore like as much as I am, but it's just like, ooh, look at this, ooh, a shiny thing.
Revelio.
Yep, that's probably going to be me as well. Yeah, games like this are just, for me, I wouldn't say they're the bane of my existence, but they do keep me very much like occupied. Okay, I'm on the wrong side of this. I want to go to the other staircase and get yelled at for being on the girl side of the dorm. But yeah, no, I have a feeling like this playthrough, like, okay, you guys need to stop over here, like, listening into my conversation. House chest. Oh yeah, you need the crest for that. I don't know, to me, I would imagine sort of Hogwarts as being sort of like, kind of like college. Like, you know, technically you don't have to go to any of your classes and everything, but like with how much you pay to actually get in, probably not the best
I
idea.
trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Yeah.
Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to
You know, and that's actually kind of an interesting point, Centron, that I kind of feel like it's why a lot of like society's a little bit like mentally weaker nowadays, is because, you know, like you had a lot harder upbringing. Things were actually a lot harder in the past, you know, and everybody talks about like how everybody's struggling right now and everything, like, yeah, economy and everything like that, but when you really think about it, like, it is easy compared to back then how to make, like, you know, how you had to make money back then and how you can make money now. Oh, shit. No, don't fail me. I'm already falling behind. Shit. Okay, long story short, the enchantments that protect students only function to the walls of the castle, but not beyond. So, if you venture outside... Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and there's a couple cases where, like, I mean, if you look at, say, the Dementor attack or the Whomping Willow attacks, like, you know, even on the school grounds, like, stupidity will still get you killed. Or just simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Why don't you cast Revelio on this
Revelio.
and see what details the field guide can provide?
You just unlocked Field Guide Challenge. Your progress toward completing challenges appears here. Cool. Okay, this is the wizarding level experience. Earned from challenges increase your level and power. Your field guide tracks your current challenge progress. Select the challenge menu to continue. Collecting your first guide page unlocks a new challenge category. New challenges you unlock through your adventure will appear here. Select the field guide page, continue. Collect 2 field guide pages in Hogwarts. Your appearance reward. Regalia Spectacles. Each challenge has tiers. Special rewards unlock at each tier you complete, from appearances to critical upgrades. Rewards must be claimed from the challenges menu. Come back often to collect rewards you have unlocked. Nice. I don't need glasses, I just wear them to make me look more sophisticated. Ah, here we go. Now I look like a scholar. Traditional school robes. There we go, let's go. Like more than just cosmetics, but also defensive and offensive. Sounds good. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure people do it in everyday life too. Like literally will just wear glasses for the sake of like they like the look. I'm just kind of clearing all my entries. It's my ADHD. Like if I see something with a big like exclamation point, it's why I hate like gacha games where it's like you can't turn some of them off and it drives me freaking nuts. So I'm just gonna clear all of these and kind of like I do want to like get into the lore and everything like that. So it is one of those. You might have to bear with me for a lot of reading and such because, again, I do want to play for like a lot of the story and like I do want to explore stuff. Probably not to like 100%, but like to my own satisfaction. I suppose is probably the best way to put it, and kind of enjoy the adventure of being in this world.
Revelio.
Because, you know, maybe I'm a special kind of special, but, yeah, when I play something like this, it's like, No, like, I want to be a student at Hogwarts for this time. You know what I mean? I don't want to, you know, when I play a game, I am the character, you know, I am, like, the student at Hogwarts right now. I'm not the guy in front of a keyboard and monitor, if that makes sense. God damn it. Just let me go. So much cool stuff out here. You're keeping me trapped. Several doctors did. Oh, I love that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty sure I don't have the spells yet to be able to do it. But it's in my common room, so 100% I'll be able to come back. So you want to roleplay? Kinda, sorta. You know, like, I'm still me, but, like, imagine if I were, like, wearing, like, VR stuff while going through this. Is the best way. Like, yes, of course, like, I have to experience it all through a screen, but, nah, for me, it's like, you know, yeah, I'm actually learning these spells and everything like that. That's how I get lost. That's how I, disassociate, and it's nice. Several doctors is most famous. The 10th Doctor has 50th anniversary. I've actually never watched Doctor Who. Believe it or not, like, not even a single episode. My grandfather at one point gave me a book having, like, everything to do with everything Doctor Who.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Okay, our fast travel system. Alright, it's divided into two main areas. The left side of the map is where students and professors live, and includes the House Common Rooms and the Great Hall. So the right side of the map is all the other stuff. Green flue flames represent you have discovered, including your own House Common Room. Gray flue flames are locations undiscovered. I'll have to take a look. Cause, I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about, like, switching up my streaming service. Because right now, I was on a big anime kick, so, you know, and, I'm the type that, like, I'm not going to get all of them and just keep paying for them. I'll get one, sit on that for a month, and then I'll cancel it, and then I'll get another, sit on that for a month. That way I can kind of, like, experience everything it has to offer. And then kind of go with whatever mood I'm in. The only problem is something like now where, like, I've got something and I want something else, and it's like, I gotta wait for that other subscription to run out. Appears as a different person after regenerating after death. He's still the same individual deep down, and occasionally previous doctors meet each other. Well, I would imagine with, like, the whole time traveling thing for sure. See, the right side of the map is where you'll find academic points of interest. Yep. Library annex. Professor Weasley has unlocked Central Flue Flame. Use A and D to rotate the map. Okay, so we are supposed to do this diagonally. But yeah, I am still very excited. See, you're a guy that gets it. But no, I have read every one of the books. I watched the movies first, but I've watched every movie to my knowledge, including Fantastic Beasts. So, like, I know definitely, like, the lore, and I even, like, looked a little bit into this before starting to play it. So, like, I do know, like, certain things. Nocturne Alley. What's up, geek?
And here we are.
I don't know if that's what you want to go by, or the geek inside, you know, I'm a bit casual with all of this. Good, what you don't know, this game will teach you. Sweet. That's the idea, it's why I want to focus more on the lore, because usually I get really wrapped up in, like, you know, just progress for the sake of progress, which is probably the complete opposite. Alright, sounds good, geek. But yeah, because this takes place in 1890, it assumes you know nothing and everything is taught from the ground up. Well, isn't that the whole thing with this game? Is like it has nothing to do with like the books or the movies? Like, isn't that why it received such like controversy when it came to like, sort of like what Rowling like believes and has stated and everything like that? When really like she didn't even have any hand in the game, save for she's the one who made Harry Potter. Like this is a complete like standalone thing, I thought.
That should be all for now. You'll
It's still
be
cool.
expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes.
Because it's kind of like, when you think of Harry Potter and everything, you always think like Voldemort, that kind of thing. You know, like it's always that era. And then, when you get into Fantastic Beasts, it's kind of like the first time you're introduced to, oh hey, like, there are other problems other than like this one person, But, nah, like, there's so much they could do with this, universe. The theory is that everyone who knows about ancient magic got obliterated, and all record about you and your adventures were erased. Okay. So, I mean, that makes sense as far as, like, the multiple profiles and everything like that. I could see that. Okay. Tell me more about Charms class.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
So, little bit of a tidbit why this is also, oh yeah, for sure. I like how like games find those workarounds. But another like interesting tidbit of why like something like this is a little bit like interesting to me as well is I'm technically agnostic, so like I kind of look a little bit into everything, but like I do practice a little bit of witchcraft, like and I do like a lot of that side of things too. So it's just kind of like witches, wizards, magic, charms, like, it's all, like, obviously, like, changed around. It has nothing to do with the religion, but it is still kind of just, like, I don't know, all of this is, like, interesting. I can see the lore and the mythology for, like, what it's worth completely.
Focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of defense against the dark arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have
Charms
the
and
gifted Professor Heckert
dark
in
arts
charge
aren't
of our
supposed to be
student
taught in the same
education
day
in
for
that
50
regard.
years. Charms is Tuesday's first period, is Monday 5th period on Friday 6th period. Dude, getting my schedule down. Like, I don't know. I wish, like, it was something like that. Like, you had to go to your, like, for, like, kind of, I've been to college and everything. So, like, figuring out my schedule, like, going to your counselor, like, choosing your classes. I would kill to do something like that where you actually got to sit here and, like, play around with your schedule. And there were certain openings for certain classes just to give you more of that immersion. It's just like, oh, man, do I really want to do, like, Defense Against the Dark Arts, like, after my Quidditch game? Thank you for the follow, by the way, Geek, that's, awesome. I do like playing, like, these, like, adventure games that, like, have a lot to do with lore, so, yeah, thank you, it helps me out a lot. Let's see, what's Hogsmeade?
Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, isn't that the whole trope when it comes to, like, Voldemort and everything, like, during that era where, the one wizard, Moody, Mad-Eye Moody, comes in and he's just like, yeah, they don't want me to teach you this stuff, but you need to, so that, like, you don't end up freaking, like, a stain on the wall. Like, I 100%, like, kind of understand, like, sort of, and, like, I know, like, with it being, the 1890s and everything, like, their mentality and the rules and everything like that are vastly different. The real, oh no, I'm pretty sure, didn't he, like, at the very end start teaching, or, like, at least show up, or did they legitimately, like, kidnap him and then cart him to Hogwarts to use him for the Polyjuice? Because I thought, like, he taught for a couple of days, and then he was replaced. Because I might have my story completely back, turned around. The Doctor in disguise.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least...
Yeah, real adept use.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an...
Is this like an iceberg thing? That Doctor Who is secretly Mad-Eye Moody? Are we going on, like, you know, what a typical student is going to do? Or, like, what, like, just happened in the movies? Because you gotta remember, like, you know, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, like, were exploring a lot of shit that they weren't supposed to get into. And, like, the whole, like, thing with the flying car, like, you're not supposed to be able to fly something, like, onto campus. Like, it's like the train to your dorm room, and then there's class, then you've got, like, free period. Okay, I see. Okay, that's where you guys are going with that. See, this is why I really, like, it sucks because there's so much in pop culture nowadays, you can't possibly, like, intake all of it. So that it makes it really hard to, like, know who certain actors are. Like, I try to focus on the content versus the actors. So sadly, like, you know, if you tell me about a character, you know, I'll be like, oh yeah, the guy who played that, but, like, I'm not gonna know, like, it's Denzel Washington, or, like, you know, something like that, you know. Let's see, my suspicion is that there were more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle. Trip up to the castle. He wanted me to be secretive about it, so yeah, we're just gonna be like...
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Yeah, no, I want the adults to take care of all the drama.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both
Taught by the
arrived
doctor
in one
the
piece.
whole time, and he had
Perfectly
already Crouch
sequenced
Jr.
and
knocked out in the
translated to
closet
Hogwarts,
nearby.
And you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor.
Dude, that's like the central. I'm just imagining like the weirdest like triangle of like Barty Crouch Jr. like kidnaps Mad-Eye type deal, keeps him locked in a closet, like has no idea that, you know, he's knocked out Barty Crouch Jr. and is keeping him in a closet, you know, or like no, he would have to know where Mad-Eye is. So the doctor comes in, knocks out Barty Crouch Jr., like does stuff to make sure events take place how they're supposed to, using Mad-Eye for the polyjuice, and then like obliviates him, acts like, oh yeah, like you've been doing this to Mad-Eye the entire time, and then switches out just in time for Barty Crouch Jr. to get caught. Oh god, we're going down the rabbit hole now, boys.
I mentioned, and we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
But yeah, that's how it is for a lot of lore. For me, is like legitimately, Greek mythology, very special place, like reserved in my brain. Norse mythology, again, same exact thing. Harry Potter, there's a lot that are like that for me.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed
I feel like that's how
yourself in
people with
studies.
sports are.
Did I hear you masterfully evade
Calling
Professor
wanted a big
Weasley's
crossover between
interrogation
Potter and
regarding
Doctor
Alan's
Who and the
arrival?
producers. The idea, thanks to David Tennant, actually. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's certain crossovers that make some sense, you know. But a lot of that, some of them, I feel like just leave that to fan fiction. Let your community like come up with that kind of stuff, and if they do a good job, let them have it. Did I hear you massively evade Professor?
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Agree.
Understood, Professor.
If you like Laura, you should take your time.
As capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well
Oh yeah,
trained.
100%.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to
Especially
guide
like
Speaking of
let's see,
guides,
Mass Effect 2.
so that I
Love the
avoid
Isaac
another
Newton
not
Easter egg in
so
that.
subtle
One of my
from
favorite
Professor Weasley,
like
why not
dialogues in
share
all
the
gaming.
clever enchantment we included in the
Almost
field guides
Doctor
map?
Who.
Unfold it and have a look.
Talk see for a very short time for a crossover. It sort of made into an episode where the Enterprise discovered a space probe. See, that's really cool. I feel like that's what they should do, is like little Easter eggs where it's like you have to be very involved with like the lore and everything like that. That like, you know, it's not going to drag all the attention to it, but like if somebody knows like say Doctor Who and they're watching Star Trek or vice versa, that there's like a little like, here you go. Like it's very small and it's just like, oh, holy crap, wait, I've seen that before. You know, and then they like can confirm or, you know, deny stuff type of deal as far as like if the producers or anything are ever like asked about it, or they can hint at stuff. You know, there's still secrets in games that we don't know about that are still being discovered to this day. But to have an entire crossover, I don't know. I feel like you would want to look at like small snippets versus like doing full-on episodes for something like that, if you ask my honest opinion. Like, I think some of them are cool if they can, like, both exist in the same universe to a degree, but there are some that it is, and I get Doctor Who can, like, exist in multiple universes, but I think you know what I mean as far as, like, realistically, or, like, does it take from another genre or, series? The whole thing on making things small and letting the community fill in the blanks is the most genial thing. Oh yeah, 100%. That's literally like the FAR games. You have no story, and your brain is just filling in everything about like the story. I've been sorta in Star Trek: A New Hope, one of the aliens in the... That's awesome. But stuff like that, I mean, like whether it's intentional or not, like it's just neat to kind of like know that stuff. Quest. The further the story unlocks new features and grants XP. Some quests are locked by spell and or level requirements. In these cases, you will need to be the required level and or have the required spell to activate the quest. New spells can be earned by completing professor assignments or as quest rewards. Track a quest. We'll go with that.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
I solemnly swear that I am
Sounds
up to
like
no
you've quite a
good.
day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our...
See, I was just talking about this in the last Let's Play I did. I would love to go, like, because I know that they have it in, like,
able to master within these walls.
like different places where, like, you can spend, like, a day on Hogwarts. And I know it's supposed to be for kids, but, like, I would love to go and have a wand choose me at Ollivander's. Or enjoy a mug of butterbeer. Like, my local bookstore actually has, like, little packets for, like, butterbeer and everything like that. And, like, I don't know, I was so self-conscious about getting it because I'm 32. So it was just like, oh, man. I shouldn't have cared, but for whatever reason, like, I know how my brain works. I should have gotten it. I'm gonna get it next time. Mark my words. Before the end of this playthrough, I am going to get, like, a packet of, like, the butterbeer stuff, and I am going to sit here on stream, and I am going to drink butterbeer while I play this fucking game. Of HP in Japan last year, and I was already 29. See what I mean? Like, I don't know, I worried too much about, like, how something could possibly look.
Revelio.
You know, I want that, I figure I can't get that yet, though. Also, same thing with this. Like, there are very clearly, like, plates and whatnot, but I don't think I can hit them because I don't have the spells yet. Here we go. The statue with an ingratiating grin depicts the medieval wizard Gregory the Smarmy, the wizard famously for inventing Gregory's Unctuous Unction, a potion that makes the drinker believe whoever gave them the potion is their best friend. That would be pretty fucking handy. Let's see. Quite a few in the generation included Doctor Who was filmed in the studio next to England. At some point, Enterprise show members listed including the names of all actors who played the Doctor. But back then the TVs, nobody would notice. People. Hell yeah. See, and that's cool. That's why, like, certain things should be, like, kind of remastered to a degree. I have no idea about that. I will tell you once I do it, for sure, Tony. Yeah, like I said, I should not worry about these kind of things. I'm slowly working on that myself. Like in my tags and like the about me, I do advocate for like mental health. I deal with my own issues, and social anxiety and whatnot is something I go through, which I'm working on. I'm getting better, 100%. But yeah, I definitely would like to, I'm learning that I want to experience, I want to experience things without worrying about, like, what anybody else thinks about stuff. And, I just kind of need to set that. I have started to go to, like, you know, my favorite restaurants and everything like that. Oh, don't mind me, Professor. I don't know who you are and everything, but I'm just going to steal your shit. But I am working on that, you know. Let's see, Professor Sharp's Auror Badge. Aurors comprise the Ministry's magical law enforcement and protect the wizarding world from all sorts of threats, particularly those posed by dark magic. The Auror Badge belongs to Professor Sharp. Nice. Level up. But yeah, I'm working on that. Like, I feel like, you know, it takes some time to go ahead and even, like, acknowledge and realize that you might have a little bit of an issue like that, and even longer to, like, figure out what to do about it. So, I'm making progress. Or at least I'd like to believe I'm making progress. Let's see. Memorandum. 31st of December. Horror Office. Borgin & Burks. Borgin & Burks has had increased amount of activity outside of ordinary shop hours. So that's a really long-standing store, actually. Because that's in the movies and everything, too. Of night with suspicious deliveries being made to the shop's back entrance. Given what we know of the shop's reputation, we are adding more orders to join those who have already been watching the shop. You are amongst the newest additions. Further instructions to follow. Okay, let's see. I've heard people say the one you get in Fandom has no age. Good point. Just a passionate kid at heart. See, it's good, but overly sweet for my taste. I couldn't finish the whole mug. See, that's what I'm worried about. My teeth are really rough when it comes to sweets and everything, but I figure it might be worth it. Usually I'm good with like drinks and like ice cream and whatnot. Like I can't like bite into like a Reese's though. So I'm hoping it wouldn't fuck with my teeth too much, but like I've never had it before.
Revelio.
So it's one of those, like I want to get like 2 or 3 things and just literally like I will withstand the pain to kind of just like geek out with, you know, a very odd sense. You know, that being taste, by the way. When I say sense. Let's see. Okay, get the cold one. I'll probably try both ways. Honestly, like, just so I can, like, make my own call on what one's better. Okay, we are definitely going the way they don't want us to go. There's regular, frozen, and hot. Okay, so there's 3 options. That beer in England must exert room temperature.
Revelio.
Yeah, you know, that's another, like, strange point. When I was in my fraternity, something that actually had happened, we had somebody who was from Europe and everything. So, like, whenever he came to one of our parties, he had a backpack full of, like, room temperature beer. And the cool thing is like, he was an alumni. So, like, you know, he would show up to these things and essentially, like, you know, he would just hand this stuff out, but nobody wanted to take him up on the offer because it was room temperature. I am a savage, so I had no problem drinking room temperature beer. So, like, that's typically how I got, like, you know, free beer most of the time. He was an awesome guy, though. He was an electrician. He served me my most expensive margarita. You know, Jose Cuervo, Platinum. Really neat guy, just trying to make me feel like, you know, kind of part of the group, because a lot of the brothers, like, they found it strange that, like, I just kind of interjected myself into that whole lifestyle, but at the same time, oh, nice, okay, you can do this. We got puzzles, so let's see. But, yeah, he's one of the main reasons why I actually stayed as long as I did in college, so, like, you know, thank God for that man, for sure. Stout beers. Yeah, 100%, like Heineken. Is it Heineken that I'm thinking of? There's one that's really popular here that they love to serve cold, and like I can't stand it cold. You know, I always wondered what that was, you know, so it is probably like the stout thing. And, you know, to a degree I still like the taste. It was just like really bitter aftertaste. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I should keep my fucking Heinekens out of the fridge. Really, I'm not a big... Oh, I am a very big beer connoisseur. I prefer, my favorite one, which is just because it's my fraternity's favorite drink as well, is, Rolling Rock, which is a light pale ale. American-style Pilsner beers were invented in the 20th century, mostly, and didn't exist more than... Before that, beer was cloudy and often made stout and served at room temperature or kept in the cellar. See, the drink I really want to go ahead and try, definitely, like, I got to try sake and everything like that. That was really nice. I want to try mead. Like, I really want to try mead. Okay, so... I'm wondering if there is another thing here, because it's not telling me what the equation is to solve this. So I don't know if I should just brute force this. I don't think I can brute force it. We're just gonna try to brute force it because it's being it's not telling me the equation. Nope. Okay, there is another pedestal. This is probably something I'll have to come back for. I am also a whiskey guy. Personal favorite, just because it's easy to find and everything like that, is there's the other one. Sorry, excuse me, don't mind me. Okay, there's two, but it's not showing me the equation on the door. Like, shouldn't there be, like, writing and everything on the door that tells me how to get in here? Ah, well, we'll skip it for now. I mean, it's the main damn entrance, so it's not like we can miss it. Nope, okay. Let's see. Is this okay. We have found the library.
Revelio.
See, that's gonna drive me nuts. The first one did, though. The first store we came to had it up there, right next to the flu thing that we took in front of Miss Weasley. I thought she was gonna tell me what to do about the doors. So it was kinda like, oh, hey, like, you're not even gonna help me out with this? Someone has been sneaking into the restricted section, and Cressida Bloom seems to think of the library as her own personal arena in which to It is most disruptive. One might consider Peeves tame by comparison. Maybe it was just bugged. Just come back to it later. Yeah, that's probably the idea. Yeah, some of them just don't show on the first day, just like you can't go out of the doors of the castle on the first day. Okay, well, all of this should be easily, like, reachable by the time. So I'm starting to realize, hey, maybe I should go ahead and just do the rails thing until, like, what you're saying is the second day. Because I thought you were saying that once you got the field tracker and everything like that is like when everything opens up. I know you said the second day too, but it was like she like after you said, oh yeah, you get that on the second day, she legitimately like handed it to me. I was like, ah. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna follow the rails and do this up until the second day. That way, like, because I'm gonna find all this crap and then realize, oh hey, like I haven't like there was stuff back there, but like I won't be able to do it. So I'm gonna control my ADHD, OCD, explore everything brain. Get your one from Hogsmeade, you sleep, wake up, then exploration time. Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say, is like I'll just follow everything right now, not worry about anything, and then come through as if like I've never been to these areas. Oof. I'm having some frame drops really bad. I think we might need to play around with some of my settings. Give it a second to catch up. Okay, there we go. It's strange, it took me 6 hours before I got to Hogsmeade because I tried to explore the castle on the first day. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go ahead and avoid that one myself too. Like, I want to go ahead, yeah, that's the idea, is like, you know, we're gonna enjoy like this for right now. If it gets like unplayable, like, yeah, I'll probably stop, you know, play around with the settings real quick. It shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, I just switched out my graphics card, and my graphics card likes to quote unquote optimize games. And this is usually the culprit, is
we sometimes have to remind
you know, I let it optimize it, it tells me everything's good, and then when I try to run it, it's just like, oh hey, by the way, we're gonna it's not gonna run that great. Like once you get into it, but I can always turn down the stuff.
There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Yeah, like I said, if it gets to the point where it's like massively like unplayable, maybe. But I play like a couple games where it's like when you load into a new area, it'll like be stuttery at first, and then it seems like it clears up. So we'll see what happens.
Of such a challenge. Right now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another.
That's a nice reference to the books.
Do you even remember how to perform a basic
orange
summoning charm?
Rather than changing it orange.
We're
Yeah, good point, Geek. And yeah, Centron, as far as that, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I just like lower my graphic settings, because I'm pretty sure they're on like epic and high right now. If I lower it, it will help the shaders kind of like stay caught up. Because that's what my graphics like. I moved from a 1050 Ti to a 4060. So yeah, it's pretty much sitting there. It's like, oh yeah, you can run everything super high. And I even did the research into what my what it should be able to handle with my CPU, and like I'm only supposed to lose like maybe 10% of my frames. Like not bad like at all with how my CPU bottlenecks my GPU. Which is more than tolerable. So, be that you just need to play the game more. Yeah, probably as well. And it's also, I installed this just now. I have not restarted my computer, so I might have jumped the gun just a little bit. But yeah, we'll play around with it. Like I said, after I'm done with this stream, probably I'll go ahead and restart, and should work. But for right now, it's not game breaking, so I'm gonna keep on going. But be prepared. If it does crash, I mean, I'll just go ahead, you know, I can restart everything super quickly and get this started back up for you guys, so no worries at all.
To have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day. I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh
Yeah,
air.
I kind of figured with it being open world. Like, I love my open world games, and I was really hoping that, yeah, like, the graphics card would be able to, like, more easily, like, take care of it. But, yeah, I think the software for my graphics card is just like, yeah, super epic graphics! And I'm just like, dude, like, I just wanted to play these games because, like, my old graphics card would not, like, work. That, and, you know, as well, like, I'm pretty sure once you load an area, loading it again is a lot easier. So, like, if I did, like, quit it right now, restart my computer, come back in, it might just do the same thing. So, I don't know. It gets pretty finicky, I found, so. That's what I figured, too. So, yeah, if you guys will suffer with me, bear with me for a moment, we'll see how this turns out. Because this is the first time I'm streaming this particular game.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, thanks, Professor.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at your last possible. Now, think.
Oof.
Don't lose your composure. Very good.
Hehehe.
Excellent.
Yeah, so the first ball acted up really bad. The next two were pretty okay.
Stay focused. Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figured that's also, like, the culprit as well. Like, maybe, you know, it might be a smart idea to, like, come out into an area, run around, do a lot of, like, weird stuff, and, mess around with it like that. Okay. We're gonna go with sort of a top-tier strategy here. We're gonna try to knock hers off and get a 50 at the same time.
But try not to be nervous. You are doing quite well.
Come on! Ah! Look at that shit. Unfortunately, I think she still has, like, the 50. I don't know if it works like that. Oh, it does! It does! Alright. We're gonna fucking piss her off real bad. That's what you get for going first, hon. I'm sorry, Nutsai. But, this is how this game is played! Fucking pro. Okay, well, we've won. Like, we don't even need to play the last ball. But hey, just for practice, I'm pretty sure I've got my timing down pretty alright. Never mind, I got used to hitting stuff. Oh, let's see. Seems to be a little smoother already. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And it's good practice too. I find a lot of skills. I used to play hockey when I was younger. Lots of skills in that game. Yeah, Summoner's Court can be quite oh yeah, I'll make it competitive. Oh shit, here we go.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
It's part of the rules, so it's fair. 100% Dog Eat World, Karma. Only on the last one, I didn't even have to play that ball. So, When I did my Slytherin playthrough, I was able to knock her score down to 0. Let's go. Okay, so this is gonna be...
There we go.
I'm kind of okay with letting her have the 40 as long as I get a 50. Yep, I'm fine with this outcome.
Splendid!
Let us see this.
Lovely. Okay.
Quite impressive. Be sharp.
It's okay, see. All I need are 10 points. I just gotta stay on the board. So you know what? We're actually gonna do it like this. And then use her balls as kind of a backdrop. Because I don't care if she gets 10 more points. Because in the end, I don't need to beat her by a lot. I just need to beat her.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Yeah, agreed as well, Matreon. Like, it's fun to keep it exciting too, but like, yeah, I feel like this is why a lot of the games like that we play are like there is a good reason behind it.